You're good to go.
All right, we'll call this meeting to order. Mr. Brown?
Here.
Mr. Hanson? Mr. Bader?
Here.
Mr. Gosh?
Here.
And Mr. Powell.
Here.
You would take a look at your minutes from the June 2nd meeting. Give me a motion whenever you're ready.
I'll make that motion.
AC,
I'll second.
Chris? All in favor? Good to go? Thank you. Review the finances. Cheryl, I see no yellows on here.
Because the ink was
No,
out.
sorry.
You, was you out of your,
You got a copy.
oh, okay,
Yeah,
so
you're
there is
okay.
yellows. We'll say hot dog, I've never seen no yellows.
Here you go. Here you go, Mike.
It's on your tab.
There's all your yellow.
All right, you got me excited.
Just look for the empty spots, okay?
Casey Brown has a color.
Do you want this one?
No, no, I'm fine, thank you.
All
I'm
right,
good.
all right, I'll make sure everybody has an empty. I'll copy now.
Right over the gold line.
I'm substandard.
And you and me both.
That and you gotta kinda
But I got a hard
balance on
copy.
this tab.
Paper then? Oh, is it sideways?
Yeah.
Dang it.
It's okay.
Didn't scan it, did it?
Anybody have any questions before we get Mr. Marsh involved?
I think we may have some comments to ask you. What you're seeing, this is Michelle Jones, for those of you that didn't meet her before. She's the one that's now my assistant that is handling the A&P and the communications and postings and the reporting of the discounts and or penalties that come in. And you'll see under each of the months there, she wrote mailed, meaning the notice went out for the delinquency, and it also informs them of what that delinquency would be. And then June's right now, as of August first, they're all due. So I think at the end of this week, there'll be letters being sent out to all those that are in gray, yellow, depending on whether you're using a black and white sheet or not. There are some grays there. If you had a color copy of it, you'll see the gray ones. Those are the ones that took the 2% discounts. And I'll show you what that looks like on our financials so that you can see what that equates to. We do have one odd one, number 24. They came in, it's not like they've already paid, they overpaid. And so we contacted them, but we have trouble with apparently
Mhm.
Language barrier.
understanding what we're trying to say, but they came in and paid us twice.
That's happened before then.
And so we're
How
trying
could
to
they pay, do they pay 1 month the same twice?
No, what was
They
it?
paid and then when they had paid, well, and it crossed in the mail, like I'd already mailed it out and they paid, they had paid.
And then they
so
got the letter and
they got
paid
it out,
again?
yeah,
So they paid the same amount twice?
With the
Well, they paid.
With the penalty,
yeah.
okay.
So
Yeah, we definitely need to get that back, or,
Yeah, we tried.
we're
to-
trying, we're
yeah.
communicating, but, if you understand who that is, you'll.
yes.
Language issue.
Who's 39?
They do have color copy, all of them do on their tablets.
On their tablets.
Yeah. It's not my fault they don't like it. No, I'm just kidding.
I had no idea. Is 39 a new one?
No, that's,
No, Tanner.
That's Robert Tanner.
Oh,
That's
okay,
an
okay.
Airbnb.
That's
It's an Airbnb.
Okay.
It's the actual
Yes, and they
Airbnb
don't
that pays.
always have,
People in, yes.
But they're the only one that pays.
No,
still
the-
up to date on the Airbnb stuff, the short-term rentals. Have you tackled that yet, chased it at all?
no, there's only two right now that we know of that are actually paying, but we don't know when the rentals happen, and we don't know what to expect or when. So it's kinda like on the honor system right now.
But we do know there's some in the city that are not even paying. We assume they're getting guests, otherwise they'd be sitting empty for months on end.
I would assume that would be the case.
So is there no way we can contact the landowners personally instead of going through Airbnb? Or, we don't have a list of them, do we?
No.
Here at the
And-
city?
and the only
So
way
they don't
to-
pay a franchise tax with the city,
Mm-mm,
like a business should?
not franchise. And they aren't getting their business license either.
Why not?
We
My
don't-
business, I've
we
gotta
don't
pay a
even know their
franchise.
business Unless they come and apply or see it here somewhere.
Hmm.
It's hard.
And that's 3%.
Yeah, we could be getting.
Really, all you could do is get on Airbnb and pull up all the Greenwood,
can't.
oh, you did already?
She's been
Oh, yeah,
blackballed.
Oh.
They threatened to kick me off the platform completely.
She can't even rent anything for a vacation in Florida anymore. She's blackballed so bad.
Did you find anything out, DoorDash type stuff? Is that?
No, we do have a question on that. We were alerted that there's potential issue with DoorDash, the DoorDashers that some of the vendors are using. Before 2025 July, DoorDash was remitting all taxes or required to remit all taxes that they collect. They were remitting to the state, but the local tax, we weren't getting anything from because the state doesn't collect local taxes. So we looked at the new law. The law changed July 1 of 2025. And now it says that the local taxes are remitted in the settlements back to the restaurants or the vendors in their settlements. And if that's the case, we want to know, is that then being remitted back to us in the amount that's normally coming from prepared food sales? We don't know if that's occurring.
Isn't that tax being paid when they pay for their food, when you call in?
It's being paid and collected by DoorDash.
Oh.
DoorDash collects it all, and then what happens is they settle with the establishment, however that contract agreement works. In other words, they could do it, I don't know, weekly, monthly,
Oh, okay.
however. The problem is that in the past, the law was that all taxes had to be remitted to the taxing authority, which would be the state and/or local municipalities. We weren't ever getting anything from DoorDash, ever.
Hmm.
But now the law says local taxes, because of we're the collectors of that, it does not go through the state. Those taxes are settled in that remit back to the establishments. That's what the law says. Now, we don't know if that's happening, only you guys would know that because they're supposed to spell out what they're remitting back to you guys if you use DoorDash. So that's if you wanna get offline with that and get back with us and let us know if you have experience with that.
So technically, we would have a DoorDash spot here.
Not anymore, because they're remitting it back to
I'll say back to Taco Bell.
This city may have where they're, because they're not paying, they're charging you $3 to $4 for something you can come pick up for $2.
Yes.
So they're making $2 off of delivering it to you, so
Yeah,
that
but
can be paid.
that's not that $2 isn't taxable for the A&P.
Not for the
just
A&P, but it's for the city or the
the city.
state.
the city side.
Yeah.
We get our $2 from DoorDash, and then that's what we submit as sales. And
but-
that's what we pay taxes on,
Yeah.
what we
Okay.
submitted with
So-
DoorDash.
So-
If you guys wouldn't mind, I'd like to take that offline and we talk about how that works. So if somebody's willing to come and sit down and walk me through that, so we know that we're not losing on that DoorDash deal, that's fine. Because the law changed saying it's all settled back to you, and I don't know how we're just assuming that when you pay us, you're including the DoorDashes back to us.
That's how we do
It
it.
would be in your sales,
Yes.
wouldn't it? Yeah.
I would think that anyone who's using like an accountant, because that's where that information comes from, they get that report from any third-party delivery, and it's included in that. But now if you're doing it as an individual, if you're Joe's Pizza, and you do all your own stuff, then you're basically on the honor system if you're reporting what DoorDash pays you every month. So, I don't know how everybody does it, I mean,
I agree 100% with him.
Yeah.
I mean, for the larger companies, we have a contract with them, and here's what we sold.
there's a
Sales are
report-
recorded
there's a
daily, and we
report
pay
that gets
taxes off
sent-
that.
That gets sent, and, you know, I see at the same time the account says.
Mhm.
So there is some legislation in front of, I know AML has been talking about it, for DFA to collect local A&P taxes on behalf of the local, of the municipalities, and then remit back to us the tax takes the control of the collection away from us and gives it back to the DFA, and DFA then remits back to us monthly, just like they would. Now, the drawback to that is, we have a 1-month lag, and that would become a 2-month lag. So your cash flow would move by another month by doing that.
But then again, they would probably check it against that person's receipts.
Correct.
That would mean more money for us.
That's it.
I was gonna say that, and then that would guarantee a lot
Honesty.
of these people that
Uh-huh.
are not paying,
Correct.
you would be guaranteed to get that money, because for them to keep their sales tax paid,
We're gonna report some sales tax to that entity, they already know that much. So,
and that
it may be different right now,
DFA
what they're paying us than what
DFA
they
would know if there's an A&P tax, and depending on
Correct.
zip code, bro.
And they would be, the ones that chase that rabbit instead of us, but there's pros and cons to it. That's coming down.
But it looks like a lot of them are taking advantage of that 2% discount,
Yes.
so that's a good incentive.
Okay. Any more on that sheet? Nope.
You got more good news for us?
Man, I've got nothing but.
All right. It's a good day for it.
Okay, first, the good news is the city sales and use tax is up. From 0% budget, we're up 5.26%. The numbers, even though they're going down, seem to be doubling up or in reverse of what we were in 2025. So everything, all indicators on the city sales and use tax is we're above what is normally construed as a 3% benchmark is what we kind of use for growth, whereas at 5.26%, I think we'll be 3% or better for the year, but we'll see how that pans out. But right now, we're tracking in as what would be construed a normal year, much better than 2025 was from the city side. From the sales, the taxable sales, all the taxable sales for all the categories that we have tax remittance from, the distributions add back the rebates and the audit adjustments in order to come back to the actual total distribution amount that would have been distributed to us. Instead, in this case, 75,000 was distributed for the year cumulative to various vendors that got that rebate back, so the distribution didn't come to us, it went back to the vendor based on the law for the rebates. The taxable sales, however, grew for the city for all of cumulative 2026 so far by $2.8 million. 123 million down up from 121 million from 2025. That is a 2.32% growth in the actual taxable sales. Keep in mind that that is what they pay, not the volume of what they buy. Okay, and the reason I say that is because the inflation rate, going by the government's estimations, the core inflation rate is 2.6, but the inflation rate, adding in energy and food, which are very sensitive to the city of Greenwood, your fuel that you use and your electricity and all your, what's considered to be energy costs, as well as the food purchases, puts the inflation rate for all items at 3.5. So that right there tells you that that go back one slide, this 2.32% is below the rate of inflation, which tells me that if they're paying more, not buying more. So, city council sees this every month. I will go to the county sales tax. This is a absolute good news. Mostly that we're up well more than a reverse of the 139, 1.39% that we were. We're up 3.64% for the year. And that seems to be fairly steady, and a lot of that has to do with the amount of tax that's been collected throughout the county. Biggest reason would be, and I've been watching this from what we're hearing from Andy Richards from Fort Smith, is that the Bass Pro Shop was a big amount that came through, and we benefit from the collective tax as it's distributed per capita, so we share alike on the county side. As far as the next next thing I do, I have never shown this to you, but I have shown it to the city council. We started looking at the NAICS sectors. The sectors that we're looking at are in color: manufacturing, wholesale, retail, and food. Food is primarily your interest. And the reason I'm putting it up there is because over here on the far left, that's Fort Smith's percentage for July of the total. And these are the four categories that the cities compare each other to, just to see how, these are the ones that represent more than 75% of what is construed as their taxable revenues, taxable distributions. Everything else that's in there is far less than those four collective categories. So when you look at July of 26 to July of 25, the manufacturing was down in the city of Greenwood, 27.04%, but wholesale was up 21.71. Retail sales, which does include online sales, was down 2.25% from July of 25 to 26. And the food service is up 24.48% collectively. By the way, the food service, all types of restaurants, including fast food, taxable sales represents $1.7 million, is based on the actual distribution of the tax. The amount that is the food service to the total, 9.85%, and it's 13.5% in the city of Fort Smith. Fort Smith's retail is 55% of their total tax. We're 58.9, 6.2 in wholesale. We're 6.4. Their manufacturing is much larger than ours, so they're 4% of their total tax coming from manufacturing. We're 1.8. So they see this, and I do want to show you that all of this combined is about 78, 79% of their tax comes from those four sectors. Now, there's many categories in these sectors that are indicative of these 44 to 45 series. We're 77.13, so that's why those four are what we track. So I'm looking at January of 25 to July of 25, and I look at all of those four sectors compared to the January of 26 to July of 26, and have the 7-month total comparison and the percent change. Manufacturing's up 18.69% for the 7 months. Wholesale's up 21. Retail is lagging a little bit. They are positive, but they're up only 0.38, less than 0.5%. Food service is up 10.3% from last year's 7 months totals. And that's good, and you're gonna see that number kind of parlay into what your numbers are for what's been collected in the tax for A&P. 26 versus 25's actual totals are up 3.4 collectively for all four categories. When you look at it that way. And city council sees these numbers. Now I want to break down the top 15 actual categories. We call them categories within the sectors. So this line that's blue is 4541, electronic shopping. That's your online sales. So we can actually see what the online sales are doing per the amounts that are distributed by BF&A for that specific category. So you can see what that is doing for you. And down here, 7225, that's the one you guys are concerned with, because that's prepared food restaurants, and it includes the 2 codes for all types of restaurants, including catering. And when you look at it, this is just the city of Greenwood, just so you know. The July numbers compared to the 2026 year-to-date average, which is all 7 of those added together divided by 7. These numbers here reflect the percent change off the average. 7 went up, down. 7 went down, 8 went up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 7 went down, 8 went up. Prepared food was up 14.41% over the average for July compared to the average. And prepared food amounts right now to the average monthly taxable sales of 1.5 million inside the city of Greenwood. That's city sales and use tax. So that's interesting. You're dovetailing off of those numbers. So you're very positive right now this year. And then what you see here is the codes for January all the way through July, and the trend line. The trend see a pickup in July. So it is going back in more positive direction for all those categories. And just so you also know, there's 158 categories that make up our taxable revenues for the sales by these categories. I'm using the top 15 because as that goes, that's about a little over 70% of our tax revenues come from those 15 categories. We could minutely break down the other 158, but that would be voluminous.
You show the trend kind of going down, but do you expect the trend to turn, or come back up, or?
Yeah,
at
there's
least toward the end of the year?
seasonal adjustments here. Why you see these two being, it's negative primarily because of the first 2 months, 2-month lag, that's November and December. November is January and December is February. And that's why those numbers are high, because it's your holiday shopping. And then you see everything level back off and come pick back up for school purchasing. And then they had the Prime Days, just so you know, 9.3% is the national average that they said was your prime online sales growth. We're expecting that in August. So we should be able to compare us against the national average next month based on those categories. So that's just more in-depth analysis of what we're looking at. And it pertains to you. So this is your actual numbers for January through July. What we're doing differently now is we're breaking this out by penalties and we're recording those as income separate. So now we'll be able to see based on the letters and the people that are paying the penalty, how much money is generated by the penalty and how much discount was taken in each of the months since the discount was enacted when we took it over with the new system. What is that new system called? TechConnect. So these numbers are calculated to a net dollar amount. And just so you know, the early pay discount for the percentage of what was removed was 1.1% of what would have been your tax is taken off the top, and they can retain that as a vendor. And as you saw, there's a lot of them doing that. It goes right back into their coffers. The push to do that is we get cash flow quicker by doing that because they have to pay by the 20th of the month that the taxes due in order to get that ability to take the tax. Not all of them take it either. And it's totally up to them. We don't go, oh, you should have taken the discount. No, if you don't take the discount, that's on you. But if you don't pay the penalty, that's on us. We have to go after that penalty. So that'll our story. So if you look at your cumulative, I told you were up 10%. You're actually up 11.12 in what we've collected so far this year, cumulative. That's an 11.12% growth. That includes now an average monthly collection of $18,927. If that rolls forward, well, just so you know, what we're trying to do by our letters and staying on top of this is to avoid this. Late pay, catch up, late pay, catch up. We don't want that. We want these lines to be more level. And that way the cash flow is being realized more timely. Your July total, you see the uptick, that's excellent for July compared to all other Julys. 20,354 was incredible so far this year collection. As far as average monthly is concerned, you're now seeing an uptick there, so it's going more positive for the average monthly collection since 2018 to now. In 2018, your average monthly collection was 10 grand. Your now average monthly collection is almost $19,000. Yeah. Prices increased dramatically. No, I'm just selling more hamburgers here. Costing more. No, I don't know what. This is the advertising, what we're projecting for the year. Last year, you ended up down, your sales were down in 2025, 2.65% year-over-year growth. So far this year, even with the discount and the penalty, you're projecting a 2 point right now if everything stayed the same and you ended up the year every month with an 18.9 collection, you would end up about a 2.5% increase for the year. And that number's growing every month. So it's positive as far as all those numbers. And you asked if it was good news. It is good news. Keep up the good work.
Any questions?
Nope, I'll make a motion to accept the finances.
Second.
All in favor of finances? Thank you. Our first grant request, Sebastian County Fair.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. Just an update. We had the pageant, the end of July. We ended up with 52 contestants in that pageant, so we crowned queens for both Sebastian County and Arkansas, Oklahoma Fair. Check, there we go. And so anyway, we crowned we had 52 compete. Kennedy Holland was actually one of our judges this year, and she was excited since that's where she got her start on her way to Miss Arkansas. Last year, we had over 11,000 people come to the fair. What we've seen the last 4 years is we increase in attendance about 1,000 per year. Just kind of something was dumped in my lap this afternoon that one of our board members went through our fair Facebook page and the car show page, and between the two, with all the posting and the paid ads that we do, we've had 1,082,644,000 views just between those two Facebook pages. So we're out there promoting as much as we can to try to get people to Greenwood.
Does anybody have a plan?
Well, you know, I'm thinking that it's, we're getting kind of low in the coffers, you know, so I would like to make a recommendation of 3,500. Try to spread
You
as much.
making that as a motion?
Yes.
I'll second that.
Everybody good with that? Show of hands? Yeah.
We just are, you know, kind of running kind of low, so we're trying to spread it around.
I understand that. So return on investment is part of your bylaws. Is that what you go by?
Sure.
So you awarded a $20,000 grant over a 2-month period for an event that drew in 3,200 people this year, and their highest was 3,900. So I'm just.
I understand, you know, and
Did y'all,
If-
I'm sorry, did y'all want him to come back, or is that it?
Well, we can't.
well, you can't.
Fair will
His
be
thing
over.
is August.
Okay.
You know, I said, we'd like to say
2
we'd come back, you know, but, you know, we'd have more money, hopefully, but replenish, but we're just trying to, balance out the, you know, what we have.
I mean, even if we gave you everything we have, it wouldn't be what you were asking for.
What was that one? Because I think they may have, the grant that I actually have and the one you have might have gotten
I have a
crossed.
grant request for 22,500.
Yeah, that's the right one. Last year, we received 25,500.
Yeah, and, you know, either we had less requests, you know, and we had more money in there, even though, because we, you know, we had, like you said, it was a down year, but apparently, you know, we had, you know, less requests, and now we're having, you know, more requests, and we're just trying to, you know, sprinkle it around a little bit more.
I think
Because
as
you're doing a great job over there, Randall. I mean, there's no doubt. We appreciate the job you're doing.
I think we are looking at it, trying to determine if we're fairly dispensing the money. It seems like we are potentially not. These big events at $20,000 can't be done that easily. And if
Right.
we're getting too many of them, we're gonna have to start cutting back on everybody so that we can spread it out more fairly, I think is my opinion on it right now. Unfortunately, that's
I
what we got
understand.
right now. So, you can come back next month and start early on the next one.
There you go.
I
I mean,
mean-
you could do that,
Well,
you know, but I mean,
so,
because you're right. You're having the attendance numbers there, you know, and that's what we like to see, you know. I mean, like saying return on investment, you know, with the attendance and stuff, and so.
I think part of it is you guys see me here a lot. And really, the only thing we used to come for was for the fair.
The only reason we see you a lot is because you asked you to come back.
Well, and then, you know, we were asked to carry on two different traditions in town that used to get, so we got about $4,000 less on the car show this year because we wanted to work with everybody. We got $5,500 less on Trail of Lights, and we're trying to keep these events going, and the fair is kind of the genesis to do that. And when that funding gets cut, then it affects what we can do as far as promotion. But I understand where you're at, and we'll just keep working, and that'll be up to you guys to come up with a plan.
And again, I said, like, kind of like what Chris said, you know, come back earlier so that maybe we can kind of spread it out over, because we are having more
Well,
requests.
I
and stuff.
actually sent you a letter, April?
Seems like it, yeah.
Probably April, outlining what our grant request would be. And I was here last month for the actual grant request, but I tried to give you leeway into understanding what our particular needs would be.
I'm the bad guy, you know, and I apologize for that, but because I no way diminishes the job you're doing. You're doing a fantastic job over there at the fairgrounds, and I sure appreciate that. You know, I'm looking at what we have and looking at the request, you know, and I'm just trying to think, you know, best way to
I understand.
you know.
It's business, it's dollars and cents, it's where we invest that money, and I think that that's something that y'all need to consider, and we are where we are right now, and we have to deal with what we have, and I understand that.
Part of the pressure we're on is paying the interest on the splash pad. So we took on the splash pad to be supportive of that, and I think we lack another year. Is that right?
Yeah, 27.
It might be more than, it was 5 years, 20,000 a year. for 5
26.
years.
We lack
22 to 27.
2 years.
Yeah,
It says on the
yeah,
notes 22 to 27.
Oh, well, okay.
Like,
yeah, in 27 it says the roof should be.
that'll ease a burden. That is
Sure.
a burden that we took on, wanted to be supportive of it and get it going, and that was a decision.
I understand.
And
And that was
once-
Rod's fault, you know.
That's why I'm speaking on it, because I pushed for it.
No, I'm just teasing Rod.
So
You're not
I
either.
was a big pusher to support the splash pad. It's something they were jumping out there, very expensive project, trying to be part of it. And, always very hopeful of its success, but it was just temporary. So you know, I really appreciate the fair. I've always been a proponent of the fair. I always thought that was one of the best uses of our money. Early on, I was always dividing it by the number of tickets sold, say, you know, this is pennies for the people we're getting in compared to some of the other things we're trying to support. But
And
It-
I
it's-
read a study 2 months ago, the International Association of Fairs and Expos they had a independent firm do a study, and it tracked all the fairs across the United States, broke them down by regions, and then further broke them down by attendance. So we fell into the southern geography area that they had. We fell into the category 20,000 and under in attendance, and we're above the median because 10,000 would be the median. And the economic impact, because our fair impacts this town all year long, not just during the fair. The economic impact to the community is $1.4 million. And those are things I didn't even know. I knew it was big because I know what we spend, and I know the carnival, when they were here for Crawfish Festival, bought 4 or 6 tires for their semis at Greenwood Tire. And they fill up and go to Walmart and get pallets of food. So there's intangibles that I can't even track. But you got a motion and a second. Now all I guess I need is a vote.
I think they did vote.
Yeah.
Oh, you did vote? Okay.
we
And so-
do,
I'm with Rod. I mean, you know, we got one more year of the splash pad, you know, and then we'll have more to to divvy out to various groups and stuff, you know, but, yeah, I mean,
The
You're doing
largest recipient of our funding goes to the Greenwood City Parks Commission. And we went a little beyond that by paying for the splash pad to almost to the point where we're close to 50% of what we intake goes to city parks. And I was a big proponent of that. And I was even a proponent of maintaining the 40% that goes to them. So, yeah, AC's right, some of this is my fault.
I was just teasing on that.
But
Ron. 'Cause Randall
the-
kept staring at me.
But the great thing is, it's temporary on the splash pad. We'll be back. Hopefully, we can continue to grow the fair bigger and bigger. And the economic benefit, you say, these are the guys that benefit from it. They're the ones selling the hamburgers and the tacos and the pizza slices. So that is the beauty of the A&P Commission. The people that collect it also
Correct.
remit it to the
I agree.
state, turn around and distribute it to people like you. And it's a great deal. It's just
I understand.
and you can see off of Tom's, we are growing a little bit, but inflation's growing just a tad bit more.
I know
So
I
we
pay
kind
the
of,
bills at the fair.
for the most part, we're a little bit less than stagnant, so, but it's positive.
But
Right.
Chris was right. Get your grant in September, October. That gives us the whole year to award you money.
Well, that's why I sent you a letter in.
Yeah, but we can't hold money back. Go ahead
Okay.
and get your grant in. That way we can work on your grant through the year.
At the
Okay.
end of every meeting, we want to be with nothing left.
Yes.
We want all the money.
Yeah,
sent
I
out
just
to
don't want to
start
be
again.
here every
Well,
meeting.
Then you don't have to be here. Submit your grant application. We'll roll it over to the next meeting. You don't have to be here every meeting.
Okay, I appreciate that.
You know, unless you got something special you want to say, or just come see us.
That initial presentation.
The initial,
call,
yeah, once you do your initial presentation, give us your grant, you don't have to come back.
Okay,
We'll just-
perfect.
Whatever we got left, we'll stick in with you guys, you know, every meeting.
All right, very
But
good.
I think, you know, show us the total package again, you know, like saying the car show,
Yeah, your attendance and everything.
you know, the fairs, you know, you're doing the rodeo, the crawfish thing, kind of show a whole complete
So-
package.
Greenwood Rodeo is separate than
Yeah,
our rodeo.
excuse me, you're right, the rodeo, I was thinking the
That'll be a different
crawfish.
grant application.
Correct.
Yes.
In the future, we could, over time, we developed this relationship with parks. They were constantly coming in asking for the same event. And there were always big ticket items that would just kind of wipe you out. And you're sitting there staring at the Key magazine and the Quilt Festival and stuff like that are somewhat smaller deals that you want to support. And there was a discussion about not doing that with parks anymore. And in the end, we've kind of left it like that. But it may be that we really need to treat you somewhat like parks and kind of spread it out over the years so it doesn't take such a big hit
I
when you
understand.
do come in.
And I can
And that's
do
a
what
dis-
Mike has asked
Yeah,
and
that-
get it in right away. And do you want them separate for the car show or you want
They will have to
them
be separate.
all together?
Unless you're under an LLC or something that's taking care of all of that at the same time.
We are. It's all under the
Could we do that, Charlotte?
Fairs
If it
501c3.
falls under an LLC, can they lump the car show and the fair all together and submit one big grant for all of it?
I'd have to look at the bylaws.
Seeing that it's coming from one company,
I would still
would that
prefer
be a
it.
pain in the butt to?
I
I
prefer
can,
that
I
you
can break it
down.
out.
Yes, break
I
it
mean, I
down.
think you're gonna run into the same situation if we just say, all right, Randy, just tell us how much you want, do what you wanna do with it. We're gonna
Yeah.
get into that same situation we got into with the other stuff.
Correct.
Where it's like, no, wait, we don't like the way you handled it. We're too bad. You gave us the money, so we can do what we want. So
Oh,
as
no.
much as I don't want to have to see Randy every month, I think that we need it to be.
I don't have a problem with defining both
Right, I think that
grants.
would be good enough.
I don't have a problem
I mean,
with
if
that.
bylaws allow that to happen.
Okay,
I
I take that
agree.
back.
If the
We won't do
bylaws
that.
allow that to
Never
happen.
mind about that.
All
But
right.
I mean,
All right.
he could make a grant request for $40,000, 10,000 for this, 10,000 for this, and 20,000 for this, and then we can consider each one as we want.
Well, we kind of have an idea of what's coming down the pipes, really, is what I want to say, you know, just so
And
that
to
we
give us
can
the
kind
rest of the year to,
Yeah.
give us a year to work on it.
but still kind of do them individually, like you've been doing.
All right, very good. Thank you all.
Thank
Yes.
you. 10 Broadway? Children's Hospital?
Yeah, it's just if you had leftovers, so it looks like there's not.
Oh, okay.
Neat. he's good, he doesn't wanna seem, like he's asking for too much, but
So-
he could use more funding.
So
So
I need to
nothing,
make a motion that we do not
We're
add
not-
any more and that we're done with that
Yes,
event.
you can fill it that way,
I'll make a motion, we can't add any more to the,
so this great.
hospital, the disc golf thing. I'll
Okay.
make a motion, we don't add any more, we're done with that event.
Mr. Bader, you got a second?
With the number one, item number one, you're saying?
Number two. Forcing,
Oh,
forcing you into that.
okay,
Everybody okay with that?
yeah.
Great. So South Sebastian County Historical Society. Key Magazine.
Yes, I'm Kara Eford, and I'm asking for $3,000 to print 250 copies of our magazine at the end of this year. If you're running short, I don't actually go to the printer till October. So if you need to give me 1,000 now and 1,500 now, 1,500 then, that would be fine if you need to do that. It would just, and any money that's left over, I always,
Can we put her on the top of the next meeting for grant request?
I just needed to make sure came today, because I want to make sure I had the money, to print it.
Ms. Eford, we funded y'all since the beginning, and you know we're gonna fund you.
Yeah. And we
And
appreciate it, because it would be,
So,
it's,
I make a
it's
motion, we
hard to
put them
do it.
on for the top of the next meeting at this moment, not funding.
This will be our October meeting.
It'll be at the October meeting. You'll be
Okay.
on top of the agenda.
okay, appreciate it. Okay.
Would that be too late?
No, I go to the printer, I always try to go to the printer in October, but that process takes 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay.
So it will be, yeah. And then they don't expect to be paid for 2 or 3 weeks, so it'll be fine, yeah.
I'll make a motion, we give her 1,500 now, and then ask her to come back.
Is that
We
good
have
with
a
you?
motion on the floor, don't we?
Yeah, Rod's already got his motion going.
Oh, okay.
You gonna take yours back?
I can withdraw mine.
I'll make a motion, we give her 1,500 now and ask her to come back for the next meeting.
Well, she doesn't need to come back though.
Right,
So-
right,
So
yeah.
we'll put it on the top of the
Top.
agenda, give her the other
100%,
15.
Yes, great,
I
great.
mean,
At the
they
next
only
meeting.
pay
Thank
at one time, they have the one payment and then
Right.
it happens later, it's like
Okay.
November or something.
Yeah. Happens at the end of the year.
15?
1,500.
Great. Thank you.
Who seconded it?
Second that? Nobody yet. AC?
Yeah.
All right. All in favor of that? Everybody good, Rod? Great.
And you want her back at,
She doesn't have to come back,
Just
but
put her at
I
the
mean,
top.
you want this
Just
back.
put
On
it on
top of
top
the
of
next meeting, yes.
please.
Thank you.
thank you.
She does not need to come back.
No.
She does not need to
Okay,
come back.
but she's on top of the agenda.
She's
Yes.
on top
Okay.
of the agenda.
Okay.
Thomas Veach, Eagle Scouts. I pronounced that right, didn't I? Veach.
My name is Thomas Veach, and I'm asking for $5,300 to build a bridge on the south side of the Greenwood Lake.
This would be on behalf of the Parks Commission Trail Committee.
Yes.
What is your timeline? When do you need this money?
Not as soon as possible, but I don't have to have it, I don't think, all at once.
Is this south of the boat dock? South side of Greenwood Lake?
Can you tell him where it's at?
Yes,
I know where the boat ramps are at. So you
Yes.
turn left at the boat ramps and go south.
You look
correct, on the south trail.
If you have your
I didn't know there was
thing
trails
pulled
on
up,
that
pull
side.
up 18, page 18 on your,
There's a map,
I got no 18.
there's a map in your farther, down in your, probably in your
It's kind of
grant
fuzzy.
request, there's a little map.
do you know where Little Vash Grass crosses Mount Harmony?
I do.
If you'll back up,
There you
the park property comes way back in there. So the house, there's 2 houses on the right before you get to Little Vash Grass on the south side of the road. It'd be right before that, that's where the park property ends, it goes behind those houses, and there's a crossing on Little Vash Grass that would get you back in towards the Holland property.
So is this part of the trail over there? Will it extend the trail? What benefit? will
It
this-
will extend the trail. There's no physical trail yet to the location. That'll come later, but it'll allow access to that side of the lake.
Will this be a dead end trail? Because I don't know where you would go once you cross the creek.
No, it would have to sharply curve
and then follow the lake.
And then
all
follow the
way
lake around, yeah.
Okay,
This is an attempt to complete a trail around the
all
lake.
the way around the lake.
Like,
So you're gonna ask for another grant for Vineyard Creek someday?
not me.
Not
so-
you.
No, so, not me.
He's doing this once. and
Yes.
that's it.
Okay.
So is that, this double arrow, is that where it's crossing?
Yeah, that's where the bridge will be.
Be right there?
Be north to south.
Okay.
Pretty much pointing straight towards the Holland property.
Okay, so, now, so, I mean, what is your timeline? I mean,
Timeline,
you've got a pretty good
it's
drawings here, but,
Got to be done by my birthday, which is February 13th. So I'm hoping like January,
January.
be done.
Okay.
What's it gonna be done by your birthday for?
Eagle Scout to get
Scout project.
my award.
18.
Oh, you'll get too old,
18,
you,
he's no
oh,
longer.
Yeah, if I turn 18 and this isn't done, I'm
Okay.
cooked.
For the Eagle Scout.
That'd be a
you
whole
have to be
career
18.
wasted, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
Ain't nothing like waiting till the last minute.
there's been a lot of procrastination.
Who's doing the work?
Me and then volunteers. So the rest of my Boy Scout troop, I will enlist to help me, and then friends who need volunteer hours. My dad will probably help me a lot.
Do you have volunteer hours to go?
So what, you're gonna haul everything in by hand, I guess, like Rod did with the other bridges?
Yeah, he has a mini skid steer, so that'll help with some stuff.
I see.
But yeah, yes, everything will be like us.
Cool.
And how long do you think it'll take to build?
A month, 2, 3 months, 3 months, probably.
So as one of Rod's questions, how many people you think's gonna use that bridge? We're gonna spend 5,000 on it.
Over the years, a lot. But
Give me a number.
a number, oh boy, probably
1,000 people will walk that bridge.
yes, because there's a lot of people who like to run the trails, and I mean that's like allowing for an expansion of the trails, more running.
It'd be a good expansion.
It would. Brings more people to it, because the south side especially, it's a little short. You kind of walk out there and then you turn around and come back.
Oh, okay. So this will make it a lot longer.
And I don't, in defense of this project, I was one, about the trail system thinking, well, I don't know if they're gonna be utilized, or they're a flash in the pan, a lot of people walk them at first and then it'll die off, but, what I've seen in the trail system, it's,
A lot of people use them.
a lot of people use them, and I think they'll continue to use that as we expand the trail system. And so, but we're kind of limited on the resources
Well, I'll say
again.
right now, we've got $1,900 that we can give you right now to get started. So I'll make a motion, we give them the $1,900 to get started, and see if we can get them on the next one to get them a little farther along.
Would October be too late for you to get the rest of your money?
It would
You
not
still have
be.
time to finish up?
Yes, sir, I would.
At least you could buy all your supplies.
Yes.
And then finish it whenever you want.
I'd be able to get a lot of wood.
If you
and
can
stuff.
get anybody to sponsor you or help you pay for some of those supplies, by all means, go ahead and do that.
Okay.
We won't have to give you as much,
Okay,
but,
yeah.
and I'm assuming there'll be some kind of plaque on there, do we request a plaque for all
It'd
these?
be nice if it
or-
had an A&P pack on
every-
there.
Yeah, I think there'd be a plaque.
Every
after AC
project that the
Brown.
A&P's been involved with has a plaque, and at the bottom it says, funded by the A&P Commission, Advertising Promotion Commission of Greenwood.
You can put Jaegers
And-
on there above us. if you
And
just
that
need to
goes
give us
back
some money, too.
6,
You
7
said
years.
19 You said 1,900.
Yeah, it's not
I'll
wrong.
second it.
Put that on.
Second that. Everybody good with the 1,900 for now and the remainder in October?
And he'd be second on the list for October.
Second on the list for October.
Does he
And
need to
great
come back?
presentation. Appreciate you.
Does he need to come back?
Come back.
No, you don't need to
Okay.
come back for October. We'll take care of it.
Thank you.
Unless you want to come back and give us your progress, but that's up to you.
I think that'd be good. I'd like to hear the progress.
Yeah.
Get some-
Rod,
Chamber
have
of
him come back.
Commerce, 26 Yule Run. Mr. Purvis?
Did y'all just run out of money?
Yep.
Yes, we did.
Might as well- you might as well
I
sit
only
back
came to
down.
bring you your shirts
We got-
anyway.
We've got $25.
I will give you a report. We had another great race, 4th of July. We didn't quite break our record. We broke a record 4 years in a row, but we kind of knew what we were headed for, because Saturday is usually the lowest crowd that you can have on a race, because they're all gone to the lake. Whatever. We had 376 runners, so it was still a
That's
great
still
race.
not bad.
And what we did do that you all, we kept it a secret, y'all can see it now on your shirts. The Freedom Fest run is now officially the Randy Davis Freedom Fest race. As you all know, Randy was chair of that race for 20 years.
Yep.
He kept it alive by himself,
I
by his
remember when
hard
Randy
work.
was struggling to get 100 people come run when he
Yeah.
first started it.
Yeah, so it's become a major deal, and we managed to keep it a surprise to Randy till about an hour before the race started, and he started seeing the shirts, because people already had them, but he was tickled. But thank you, guys. We'll come back and talk to y'all in October about
It's
our
definitely
Yule
not
Log.
Randy on the picture.
That's definitely not Randy.
He's not got that much hair.
Thank y'all.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Thank you, Bob.
So you'll be back in October?
Yeah.
Okay. That's it for the grants. We got a consideration for provisions on the bylaws for the event cancellation. Charlotte, is this your deal?
Yeah. We have some time-to-time situations come up, and we don't address it in our bylaws. So I don't have it addressed. And page number 4 of the bylaws, copy that I gave you, and shaded lists the additions that I'm recommending. There's also a strikeout in the second paragraph on page 4 at the top. The deal is, what I've noticed is we run into sometimes where their initial budget that they presented to you, they sometimes kind of submit an invoice that may be either gray area or is not in that budget. And also y'all have said that they can make their line item spend more and less within their budget, but it really wasn't in here very well. So I'm just clarifying.
We've said that they could spend more than what was in their budget?
Yeah, if they go under, if they
If-
decrease one line.
Instead of
item.
1,000 in television and 2,000 in
Oh, I see.
radio, they
Moving
spend
the money
15.
around, but the budget stay the same.
Right.
As long as there's no
total grant
budget,
stays the
new
same.
budget line item
Oh,
in there that y'all
okay.
didn't see. And it's saying in here that if an expenditure is not initially in that approved grant budget, it must be reconsidered and approved, they must come back. And,
So they
I'll
can't
put
take,
that in there.
they can't take $500 and decide they want to do something they didn't
Yes,
ask for,
that is
and then
the
just send us the
issue that
invoice.
I've seen happen, and.
We've had that issue?
Yeah, we've had it. I mean, it didn't happen, I didn't let it happen, but it needs to be in bylaws.
I say, I don't,
It shouldn't just be my catch. You know,
yes.
so I put it in there while we're saying that if they're trying to spend money out of there that's not in that budget, they have to come back, I thought we might as well put in here that,
I
the
think-
existing line items can be adjusted.
I think that's, I mean, you're saying, basically you're just saying that, yeah, if it's a new category that they put on there that's not, that they didn't put in the budget item, you know, they can't, you know,
If you got apples
Move
and
the right-
oranges and grapes, you can't buy watermelon.
yeah.
But we can move money between line
Yeah.
items.
No, there, y'all saw all those line items?
Between the apples and oranges and
They can do
grapes, but
less
not the
or
watermelon.
They we can move money from that,
Yellow
okay.
background.
Yep.
And it says including vendors and amount for each vendor, we don't do that. I mean, they don't put vendor names in there, they just put what the thing is. So I took that out, because we don't need to do that. You know, of course, this is all up to y'all,
Okay.
but I'm just adjusting it for how we operate. And then down there in the next shaded part, cancellation of an approved event. So this comes up rarely, but it does come up. So should an event become canceled due to weather, so then, you know, on the application, it says your event date. And that pushes it to a different time, later, if they have to cancel it. And so that affects then the 60 days past the event and all of that stuff. Because we can only pay 60 days, up to 60 days past an event's held.
Are you wanting to take this out?
Do what?
Are you wanting to take this
No,
out?
I'm adding this.
Adding this in, okay.
Should an event become canceled due to weather or other unforeseen cause, the unspent remainder shall be utilized and remain eligible for funding, so moving that 60 days again.
And so, well, that's where it kind of threw me when you said, you know, and remain eligible for funding to within 60 days of the date of the scheduled event.
Reschedule.
Reschedule. And so
yeah.
but you're saying it's 60 days after the rescheduled event. They really, you know, to me,
Because
so,
60 days is addressed, the paragraph above this, that whole.
So if you're having an event in March and it rains out and you move it to June, then you have 60 days after the rescheduled event in June, not 60 days from the original event in March, which is what it used to say.
and so I didn't know if y'all read it that same way too, or to me, because it's within 60 days, I was thinking, okay, 60 days of the scheduled date or from the
Reschedule.
original
You want
date?
me to word that within 60 days, I think that's what you're having trouble with.
Right, if I was saying, if you say,
says within-
up to
it says
60
within-
days
within
past the scheduled event, yeah.
How let's just put past instead of
Up
Is
to,
that better?
up to 60 days past
The date. of
the date,
scheduled
yeah,
event.
yeah, I like that.
Okay. We'll make that address then. Because rescheduled events weren't really addressed. Also, and I didn't put anything in here, and I don't know what you would do, but what if somebody, made me think, had an event, did a thing, and just canceled the event? They paid all the money, I don't know what you do. I mean, do you do anything?
If you've already spent the money on the event and
Theoretically,
they
if
cancel
somebody
it.
wanted somebody to have some money, you know?
Yeah.
Well, you-
Business, well, let's just say we had an event.
You've got in here the unspent remainder.
Yeah, but if
So-
they, I guess,
Most events, everything is spent
before the event.
before the event, so, I mean,
I'm talking about-
just like the disc golf, they go out and buy 150 shirts, and there's a torrential storm that day, and they cancel it, and then they can't find another day. Well, they've already spent the money on shirts, I mean,
Well, right, but what if they cancel it completely and never have it, not reschedule?
Well, they're gonna have to come back to us eventually.
Do what?
They're gonna come back to us eventually.
Yeah, yeah, so
So if that happens,
fool us once.
if
you know.
somebody gets a $5,000 grant and they cancel their event after they've
And,
already
and don't
spent
do
all
it
the money,
again. Yeah, don't reschedule
Oh,
it.
well,
that's
for
the,
the loss?
that's the end of that event forever.
Yeah, that's what I
Yeah.
say, that's the end of that
I mean,
event
would-
ever.
That would kill your grant applications.
Do I need to put it in there that if that happens, then the grant will not be considered again for the future, or what? Like, do you wanna be that brutal?
I'd say let's
Yeah, I'd hate
wait.
to, but
It can be handled just within a vote.
Yeah, I'd say,
Everybody that's,
unless we see a
voting.
trend or something, you know, that we need to really address it, I'd say we just handle it, you know, as it comes along.
yeah.
Okay. It's not in there, I just wondered. But I think we needed something about event cancellation, because otherwise, if we don't have this provision in here, then I'm really breaking the rules.
Like it's just-
Because y'all approved the event on that date, and 60 days past it is the end.
I think the 60 days was necessary, because if
Yes.
they have to change it, then we break in our bylaws by paying it
Yeah.
after 60 days from the original event.
Yes,
So putting the new date, I think that helps out a lot.
okay.
So,
Yep.
All right, those are the only changes that I suggest you agree.
okay.
And.
wish we could put something in there expecting them to use, local vendors. Or try to use local vendors first. I know we use the word of mouth thing with this, but, you probably can't even word it in the bylaws, but that's my biggest pet peeve is the money going outside Greenwood.
Do we not have that in there for?
Yeah.
Local?
For some reason, I thought we did, but I didn't have, I read
I
through
don't know if we ever put it in there.
I don't know that you can,
I mean, no, but,
if you force them to use a local vendor, what if the local vendor's $1,000 more than someplace else, so they can
I think it says in there that you must
attempt,
make every effort
Attempt,
to use
yeah.
local
attempt to
vendors.
use.
at least they try, yeah.
I don't know where it's at.
I mean, I just hate the money going outside the city.
So I don't know who would
Okay,
be,
it's, on page 4,
Yeah, there's a on that page.
just above grantees.
I was just looking.
event holders are
yeah,
requested
yeah,
to solicit
right there.
bids from and due to local vendors if at all possible.
Yeah.
Right above
Oh,
grant.
well, there you go, first dadgum paragraph. Yeah. I went to school.
Way to go, Tom, thank you.
So in our discussion about the money we're spending and where, is there any way to get a report, maybe November, December-ish, to kind of let us know what did we spend
Yeah, we can
last
have a
year on
check
those
register,
events?
and it has, we can do it with, include the addresses of the vendors, because there are some things we pay that go out of state.
Well, no,
Yeah,
I'm
that's
talking about
horrible right there.
how much money do we give to each event over the year to determine whether or not should we have overspent? Did we need to prepare for that next year? And, you know, a lot of times they come up here and we say, how much did you ask for last year?
Yeah.
Oh, 10,000. Okay, we don't know if they asked
Yeah,
for
that kind
10.
of report I can't just spit out, I'd have to give you the amount of the grant and then give you its accompanying money that we spent.
I'm just curious because I'm,
Together, we just go by
Right.
what information she keys in.
Okay.
So,
I mean, I can,
Michelle says she could do it.
I can try to do it for you,
towards the end of the year to like, this is what we did in 2026.
Don't be a little on the paper. I can try to figure something out.
Just because
That wouldn't be a whole big study.
I mean, when we started this thing, we were trying to get rid of money. Now we're telling people no, and I just question, are we doing all the right things to everybody, or are we giving money to people, not people, but organizations that maybe we could spread
Well,
it out a little bit?
to me, that
thinner?
just tells the success of the A&P Commission. I mean, you know, word's getting out that,
Oh, yeah.
you know, and you know, we're having more people, you know, come up with requests. But I agree with you, Chris. I'd like to, you know, make sure that we're trying to spend the money
Spending it
and spread it
fairly,
around
spreading
as
it out
best we
to
could.
everybody, not giving it to one group.
I'm not saying anything secretive out in it, but, I mean, we see what goes out, we write the checks, and I'm mailing them, I'm writing the address out, and the rodeo, for instance, I mean, most of that money goes away, it goes out of state. The contractor.
The contractor's a
stock
large
carpenter,
expense.
that's
And I understand if there's no
in
stock
Texas.
contractors
Stock
in this
and-
area,
and all
but,
that, that's gotta be hard to.
Yeah, it's just,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, we all make saddles, but I'm just saying.
And again,
stuff
I'm
like
not
that,
trying to
our
get
money
rid of,
does not stay here.
I'm not trying to get rid of any event, the rodeo, the fair, the Freedom Fest, whatever. I just wanna make sure, are we doing this fairly? Or are we giving one more money that we
Yeah,
maybe
it's
could
lopsided
take
there.
5 from this
Rod
and
looks at
slide
it the good
5
way.
from
He
this?
looks at how many people showed
That's
up,
what I think.
calculates how much we give to them and how much per person are we paying.
And
It's really the only way you can do it.
Well,
But
plus the
we're-
other part is, the people that stand there that ask for the grant, they're local, and I think it's on them to try to do as much as they can locally as they possibly can, and that, most of the time, you realize who's up there, what they're trying to do, and the end result, I mean.
But it's, for me, it's not a hard number for them to sit up here and say, oh, I think I got 1,200 people. Well, how do you know that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're doing math off of what they're asking for
I'll
and
tell
what
you
they're
what,
saying.
I got it figured out,
Go ahead.
flop cameras.
Don't even. I knew he was going there. I knew he was going.
We'll put Wade Dunn in charge of the
That
traffic,
made my neck hurt. You know we're being recorded, don't you?
and we'll have it figured out.
I just feel like that, if we had something to look at for a whole year, it would give us an idea of what.
What
we're
can we
gonna
do
get
for you,
next
Mr.
year.
Purvis?
I'm gonna open my mouth and volunteer again.
Wouldn't expect any,
Full-time jobs. Everybody knows chamber director, don't do anything. What you guys are talking about, instead of a year, what if I got with the two of them a little bit, and we put together a 3-year picture? If we take the last 3 years, because as you know, some years it's a little more here, a little more there. Did a 3-year picture of what we've done over the last 3 years, how it's been funded, and lay that picture down in front of you guys. Would that be a valuable tool for y'all to use going forward?
I think it'd be beneficial.
I think anything extra we can get.
Certainly wouldn't
I mean,
hurt anything.
No, I mean, we're sitting here listening about how we're increasing revenue and everything is looking great, and then we're sitting here saying, okay, yeah, but we don't have any money. Well, why the hell not? If we're raising more money, where's the money at?
because you're giving it all to the parks.
But, no, we're not. Are we giving it to the wrong amount? So,
It's all of this.
I know it, and that's what I'm saying.
What's coming in.
Yeah.
Right, and that's why I feel like sometimes we sit here every 2 months and say, all right, yeah, you can have it, and we never look at it for the whole year and say, where did we give all this money to? And
Well-
was it the right places?
Well, I mean, you have
Look-
your grants.
And looking at the other side,
See where you're going.
Yes.
it's easier standing over there asking for the money than it
Yeah.
is to go out, beat the bushes, and get the money somewhere else through
Yeah.
companies and whatnot. I mean,
Yes.
this is easy money for these guys to come up here and get from us. And I mean, I know he's mad about the fair and everything, but, I mean, we're not his only source of money. There's companies
No.
out here, you can get grant money from
Absolutely.
anywhere.
There was a man that came up, and he was trying to raise money for a fence. And he came multiple times, and we suggested that
Yeah.
he utilize his options in town other than just
A&P,
us.
yes.
Haven't heard from him in since.
Hasn't been back.
Maybe,
So,
maybe he utilized some.
As a business owner, I don't put all my eggs in one basket,
100%.
because it'll bite you
But same
someday,
with
just,
Purvis, we pay him anyways.
Bob, I would love anything you could present.
That'd
me,
be
just,
great.
Just for my brain, maybe I'm too analytical, I need to see numbers, so it bothers me.
Give us a little bit and just see if we can.
That would be great if you could offer anything for us, I'd appreciate it. Thank you, sir.
does this all fall under our commission comments?
It is.
Okay, so
That's
we never
what I
moved on to
assumed.
that yet.
That's what I assumed we went to.
All right,
so I
we're there.
We're commission
Have
comments.
y'all wanna
Yes,
vote on
we're in
these
commission.
changes?
We probably need to vote on these changes, she saw.
Changes for bylaws.
I make a motion, we accept the changes as
I'll second
discussed.
that.
Everybody like the changes?
Good job.
Now commission comments. Go
Done.
ahead,
We
go,
got
Chris.
nothing to say.
Go.
I got one.
Let's hear it.
So, at the back of the room, very back of the room, in the seafoam shirt,
One of our councilmen?
is one of our councilmen, Roger Rainwater. Roger is although he's in a first term, but he's a long-term serving councilman.
So he's not a rookie at this.
He is not a rookie. He goes back before I started 20 years ago, and he's serving a term right now. I've asked Roger, I always thought that, different people, we need to rotate through if possible. So I suggested that we rotate our position, and Roger accepted it. So the first of the year in January, he's gonna take my spot. And
Awesome.
he's a,
We're proud
man,
to
he's
have you
got,
on here.
he's got a restaurant background, y'all can't believe. His wife's always worked, his wife worked at the L&J. She's worked for Sean up here till recently. They loved the L&J so much, he was married in the back of it in the kitchen. So,
Maybe Chris will.
Maybe
1984.
Married there, if it's
True.
lasted that long.
yeah, true story, and he's gonna rotate in January, and I'll rotate off, let another set of eyes be on everything.
That's why I threw Rod under the bus, because I knew he wasn't gonna be on.
He wasn't gonna be here anymore.
He's got one more to go, 2 more.
Rod's succession plan out here.
Well, hopefully we have it all figured out by the time you come.
Well, we
spring.
hate to see Rod leave because he's really the one that started the A&P.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I mean, this was his dream, and he's kind of the forefather of the A&P. So I
was
definitely hate
the
to see him leave.
A&P was the flock camera before there was a flock camera.
Correct, yes.
I drew the ire of Wade Dunn long time ago.
It was a tough battle.
It was a tough battle.
So do you have a Dawson t-shirt?
No, that was before Will Dawson was even known about.
He needs to have a Spawn of Satan shirt, so he needs to have.
Okay,
I make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
Sammy, did you make motion to adjourn?
Yep.
Who else?
I second it.
I'm all in favor of it. Thank you.
All in favor, say right.